We are live, fellas.
Yay.
Time
Man,
to
I
have a
was listening to
seat.
some classic Adorn albums, man. Whew. I mean, Miguel albums, the one with Adorn on it.
I was just about to say, wait, what? Classic Adorn
You
album
know
is
what's
crazy.
crazy? As soon as you said that, I was I don't know why this song just randomly popped in my head, but I was listening to "Touch My Body" radio by Mariah Carey, and then "Adorn" was the next song that came on after that. I spun it about 3-4 times in a row, dog. I had a good ride home.
I mean,
Man, bro, that Miguel used to be singing, didn't he, man?
Remember he hit old girl with that Matt Hardy leg drop.
Ooh. No, that was the Hogan boy. That was that full.
The
What you
atomic
gonna
leg
do
drop.
when Miguel Mania runs wild on you, brother?
That's how I know none of us could be famous, bro. Because these celebrities do crazy stuff. If one of us was like famous like that, dog, I'm scared of.
I wouldn't be doing that. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't be doing that either. But what I'm saying is, what we would be capable of is just the and like.
Oh
what
yeah,
we,
yeah.
You know
What
what
we
I
could
mean?
do and get
Yeah.
away with. Yeah. I mean, most of the stuff that I do is like, I don't think it's too bad. Like, yeah, we would probably lose some advertisements, but like, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy.
I wouldn't be John Moran. No.
No.
Nah.
No.
I don't know. I feel like when I finally make it, I'm probably be the most boring celebrity ever. Like, yo, what is this? What is this? What are you wearing on the red carpet? I would just have on a Rhea Ripley t-shirt with some.
All right, you sick for wearing a Rhea Ripley t-shirt to a red carpet. That's some nasty work.
I go
That
put
is
on a Rhea
disgusting.
Ripley t-shirt right now.
That is my brother in Christ. What's going on? What's
Have you seen
know
Rhea
you-
Ripley?
no. That's but see, it's the fact that you said to the red carpet. If you're gonna wear a t-shirt, at least on the Bianca Belair joint. What is you doing, brother? What is
Sit down on watch enough, man.
That's a taken woman. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
hey, what's the name with Rey Mysterio's son?
No, they ain't together for real.
So they together for play.
Yeah. Also, they ain't married. Bianca Belair married.
Wow. Listen, I don't care.
You ain't married. I can shoot my
single,
shot.
Married, single, indifferent. I mean, wearing a t-shirt ain't really shoot your shot though. That's not really. You just kind of.
All right. If I'm famous enough and I got the shirt on, social media makes some waves, man.
Hey, listen.
I'm gonna let the world shoot my shot.
Bro said if she looked, she took. He said if she looked, she took. I love the energy. I love the energy. But also, we not letting you in the kitchen cooking like that. I'm just letting you know because you not cooking up nothing for real. I'm just,
Also, like to apologize to Dr. Ziff, Dr. Umar. I apologize.
Yeah. You better apologize to Dr. Umar, brother. You better apologize. But anywho, speaking of cooking. This is the Munchies episode, so we got to talk about some food. You know what I mean? We'll get to why it's called the Munchies episode later, but we got to talk about some food, fellas. Just as our get to know you a little bit, so y'all get to know the men of facts over acts just a little bit better. Fellas, please tell me, what was your worst food experience ever?
Man, my worst food experience ever is this place on Woodward and I can't remember the cross street, but it's like right there in Midtown. It's like right by, I think it's a spot there called The Block now. Mm-hmm. But it was this place called Union Kitchen. Y'all ever been?
I don't think so.
They had some fire food, man. I used to live in that area. I stayed in like the New Center Midtown area for like years. So that was my spot. I used to eat. Like if I was like, I'm hungry, I don't know what to eat, that spot used to get me together. They had everything. Wings was fire. Everything there was fire. I went there one day because I wanted to like sit down, grab something to eat. And I was like, you know what? This is the place I'm gonna go. This is my spot. They had something new on the menu. They like, yeah, I was eating there so often they recognized me. Like, yo, we got this new lobster mac and cheese. We want you to try this and that. I'm like, all right, cool. Man. I just received a photograph from Gibbs. And
I was gonna ask, can you put that in the stream? I forgot to send it to you beforehand because I need that. I need the viewers to see that.
All right, we got Chris go second. When Chris working on his, then I'm gonna make sure I get that together.
Because the viewers need to see that. They need to see it. It's insane, brother. It's insane.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and change mine just because of that. I'm gonna go ahead and change mine. I was gonna say the lobster mac and cheese got me sick, like probably the sickest I've ever been in my life. I had food poisoning or something. But at the same time, it wasn't a bad restaurant. You know what I mean? Maybe they just had a bad batch of lobster or whatever. Now that you say that, I highly doubt she listened to the podcast. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Shout out, I would just say that shout out to my auntie. I'm not gonna specify which auntie. She's a good woman. She a church going woman. Her intentions are always best. But anybody that know me know I was going through my situation. I don't really have no family here. So, usually when holidays come around, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, either I'm cooking for myself or the homies coming through and we having a little like Friendsgiving situation, right? Mm-hmm. This was my first Thanksgiving being single. And my aunt is like, you know what? I want to make, I'm cooking for Thanksgiving. I was skeptical because this auntie never cooked. I've known her my whole life. She ain't never cooked before. But she like, come through, get some food. I show up. The first thing I see, because the food is already laid out, she like, I just got to make the green beans. This woman got 2 cans of like the jumbo green beans, poured them in a microwave safe bowl, and put the microwave on 10 minutes. I didn't even know microwaves went that high.
I'm calling the cops.
She put the microwave on 10 minutes.
The police, stay right there, TT. The authorities are on their way. Stay right there. The authorities are on their way.
10 minutes, okay? That's probably my worst food experience. She had the whole spread or whatever, and when the food terrible, you got to sit there and kind of try to like spread your food out to make it look like you ate something, but you really just waiting to fold that plate up. So it's just 20 minutes of me having awkward conversation, digging through this food. She made chicken. Chicken was pink in the middle. That's the worst food experience I ever had. That picture you just sent me just jogged my memory. This is nasty work.
Terrible. Chris, what's the worst food experience you've ever had, brother?
So, a lot like Guyton, I was at a certain friend of mine's, I was at his house for a special holiday, but, it was when my parents moved to South Florida, right? And this is not none of my immediate circle friends. This is one of my friends that, I kick it with them when I ain't got nothing else to do, right? So this was Labor Day, right? And his female is the opposite race as us. If we are African Americans, his female is the opposite race.
She Polish. No, I'm just there's a vast array of European nations she could be from.
So she's the opposite of us, and So I get there. It's Labor Day, mind you. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's gonna be cool, barbecue. I see him barbecuing, stuff like that. So I get there. I pick up a chicken wing. I'm like, something about this chicken just don't seem right. I'm like, how you mess up chicken? Oh yeah, we season the chicken after we cook it. I was like. So you got a piece of chicken that like didn't get seasoned yet. I was like,
hey yo, what?
So that was the first red flag. But I'm hungry. I came over here Labor Day. You know what I'm saying? Like So I said, all right.
No, because I'm mad if the chicken ain't marinated. Like I'm mad if like you seasoned it before. I'm mad if you don't season the flour. What you mean season after?
I don't know. And flour, they didn't even know what I was talking about. They talking about you don't grill and put stuff in flour when you grilling. I'm like, anyway. Gifts. I'm telling you. So then the next thing, so that was first red flag. But I'm hungry, came to eat, right? So then it was like, we got some dressing. I was like, Labor Day with dressing? That don't like. I guess. I mean,
So you can't fry the wings, but you in there making.
That's too
Don't piss me off.
Labor Day is
Don't
too
piss me
warm of a holiday for some dressing, bro.
right, you know what I mean? You baking and stuff. I'm like, oh, but it's whatever. You know, I get some dressing, and then I get some dressing. It's green beans and raisins in the dressing. I'm like, you know, I never seen green beans and raisins in dressing.
I'm sorry.
But you know,
I'm sorry. Green beans and raisins, not the old war. Not one, both of them.
If it was just one, it'd be disgusting, but I find it excusable. Maybe that's just how they get down.
Listen.
Both
I pulled my friend to the
crazy.
side and I said, "You had this dressing?" He said, "Oh, dang, bro, I forgot to tell you, bro. You can only eat this over here." And I'm like, "So you just let me just taste stuff, huh?" And, you know, I'm getting mad at him. He like, "No, bro, put that down. Don't you eat that." I already know, bro. You know how my girl is and her family is. I'm like, all right. So tell me what the good stuff. He takes me to the table, right? Apparently, this is cold food. He takes me to the salad and the charcuterie board. And I'm like, so this is all you eat when you go to the function? He was like, bro, you don't even want to see that mac and cheese. You don't even want to see that mac and cheese. I said, what you mean? Bro. Instead of shredded cheese and grating the cheese and all that.
No.
Sliced cheese of American, the little square, they use that. And layer the mac and cheese like it's a lasagna.
I know this man did not have Kraft singles on the mac and cheese, bro.
Kraft singles on the mac and cheese. They layering it like lasagna. And I just said, bro, don't ever invite me to no more barbecues again.
Don't invite me to no more functions. Don't invite me.
Don't invite me to nothing.
Don't invite you because you hate me for real. At that point. You hate me. Well, I'm glad that we ended yours on mac and cheese. It's a great segue into this. With Josh, pull the picture up.
I got you.
Roll the clip for me, please, and thank you. And Audio God knows about this. That's my big brother. Love you, brother. I'm glad that you're here. Is it up? It's up.
It's up.
All righty, folks. That is known in my family as the infamous Mac then cheese. Not mac and cheese. Mac then cheese. Let me tell you how the monstrosity that you just saw. For those of you who cannot see
I'm
this,
looking at this.
for those of you who are only hearing this, let me explain to you what this looks like. So there are noodle shells. And then there are clumps of government cheese on top of the noodle shells. There's clumps of government cheese on top of the noodle shell, the shells. So I will say this, you know, I'm gonna do something a little different here. You know, people always say if it's something terrible, say something nice. I'll say something nice. The elbow shells are the correct shells for macaroni. I'll say that. That's nice.
That's you supposed
But now
to use.
let's get into what happened. Let's get into the story of how the mac then cheese was born. It was a very similar story to Josh's in that the auntie who never cooks, because every family knows you got the roles, you got the assignments, you got, hey, this auntie does the cooking, this auntie does the cleaning, this is the career auntie.
Yep. I said her name, Auntie Ronnie. Bring plates.
You know,
auntie, this one, go, just buy a cake from the store.
and let me tell you, this auntie was the one. Hey, bring the backwoods, okay? Hey, bring the pop. Hey, bring that type of stuff. But this auntie got a home. She got a house for the first time. Well, it was an apartment, but
Shout out to Auntie.
This was her first time living on her own, and so, we all agreed. She was very excited to show off her home, and she said, I want y'all to come over. I'll do the cooking. Now, all of us were skeptical. This was not a situation where like we went into this feeling good. Some people ate before they got there. Some people made their own food for them and their families at home. But long story short, there was very little confidence. Very little confidence here. Not much. Next thing you know, we show up like black folk do, late as all get out, okay? We get there late. Everybody gets there late. If you say, hey, yeah, I'm going to start cooking, the food going to be ready around 3, what time do you get there? About 6. We all know this. You don't show up before 6. We all got there around 6, 7, and we hear her say, "My stove broke, so I couldn't really finish through the mac and cheese." And then we see that. Now I'm gonna tell you, my family is like everybody's not big like me, but we're very much so against food waste. Like we're one of those families we won't judge you if you leave with 5 plates. Like, hey, more power to you. That's what it's meant for. The food is meant to be eaten. We do not want there to be food left over when everybody's gone. So that was the first time that I've ever seen an entire pan, basically, of macaroni leave. Really, an entire pan of anything leave in my family. That like
I know her feelings was hurt. Like, what did y'all tell her? What was the reason y'all didn't eat it? I know y'all had to come up with an excuse.
She knew. No. See, here's the thing. Sometimes you do got to come up with an excuse, right? But just imagine if you go to somebody's housewarming and it's like roaches everywhere and it's like big holes in the floor and they using things for purposes that they shouldn't be using it for in the crib. Like, yeah, this is a fridge, but this is also our entertainment center. Like, you're not going to sit here and be like, oh, like, why would I want to go to that housewarming?
I know this man ain't bring up the stove retained center on story.
Hey, see.
Hey, listen.
I was quiet.
You talking too much.
Zip getting too loud. It's getting
You
too
talking
loud.
too much. You talking too
loud.
much. You talking too
Listen,
much.
but you get what I'm saying. We didn't
That's
have
where
to
she
make
cooked the
an
mac and cheese low key while she was watching TV.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with a little mac and cheese and Law and Order all in one. At the same damn time, like Future said, all right? You do both at the same damn time. That was the worst food experience I've ever had because I've never seen anything like that. And also, anybody who knows me knows I'm very big on, like, don't experiment at the family function. Experiment
Right.
with your
Figure that
family.
out first.
When you just cooking for you, your daughter, your grandbabies, your son, and the grandbabies, go ahead and mess around. But when it comes to the family function, give me that tried and true old religion. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want that arm, that green arm. I want her making it.
Big Bobby, your arm.
I want her making it. I don't want no. I mean, you messing around.
My question for you is, what about the other food? How's she do on the other food?
She didn't. She didn't do very well on the other food for the most part either. But
Was it edible?
Again, so most of the other stuff was edible, but that was a very skimp holiday for me. That was one of the first times I did not gain like every time I went home during college, I knew like, all right, bro, you got to work out like an animal, and I'm still gonna gain like 6-7 pounds while I'm home because like Coney is there, my family is there, they know how to cook. Like that was one of the few times where like I went back in, they were like, oh, great job, Gibbs, you're underweight, man. I'm like, I know I am, but yeah, but luckily, like I said, the confidence was low. So the other auntie who can cook made some ribs and all that. She made some green. My mom made the what's that stuff? Cabbage. My mom makes some excellent cabbage. Love you, mama. Her cabbage was amazing. Most of the other food was good. It's just the stuff that we counted on the person whose house was at to cook was a little. It was tough. Anyway.
The dessert was messed up?
Oh no, the dessert was store bought.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen, she one of those people. Everything. Wait, the dessert? What? Wait, Kevin, am I high? I thought the dessert was store bought. Oh, yeah. Yep. My brother's reminding me. My CTE be acting up. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah. So my mom made the banana pudding, and it was somebody made a. Wait a minute. Somebody made a pie that was good though. Somebody made a sweet potato pie that was good, and that was it. Most of the other food definitely not edible. Again, shout out to the auntie who bought in the ribs and was like, listen, I knew what was gonna happen. Here you go, take this. Shout out to her for the foresight. Because
and people don't know. Everybody ribs don't hit. Like you could severely damage your ribs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, facts.
You gotta know what you're doing.
Honestly, I would say ribs are one of the hardest things to cook. I would say that's one of the hardest things to pull off because like I've had so many ribs where it's just like it's something wrong. Like
Like, yo, sauce got to be good. People
Yep,
don't know. When you
yep.
sauce them, you got to put them back on the grill a little bit.
Yeah.
Let the sauce sit
Yeah,
on them a little bit,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. I'm gonna tell you, ribs are one of the hardest things to make. That's why I would never say ribs is one of my worst food experiences. But anywho, fellas, tell me about your best food experience ever. And get that nasty mac off the screen, please. The people have had enough. The people have had enough. That's enough.
I'll start while he gets
Go ahead.
My best food experience. You know, it's a tie between Del Frisco's and Steak 48. So I was in Philadelphia, I want to say 2 Aprils ago. Man, went to Steak 48 for the first time. Man, I'm talking like, I've been to some nice restaurants. Don't get me wrong, some nice restaurants, bro. I ain't never, ever been to a restaurant where when your food come out, they putting the tablecloth, they putting a little cloth that come with your silverware on your table and putting one on your lap for you and putting the knife and the fork there for your steak. And then, you know, people that get well done steaks need to be cremated and they don't need to be, you know, if you get a well done
Just like the steak.
That man said, burn them alive.
Yeah, please. But anyway, like, you know, I got steak with some mash, with some lobster mac and cheese, and some street corn, diced street corn. Man, I'm telling you, that was the best food. I got full quick though, and the person I was with had like a really nice pasta, right? When I tell you I got full, they gave us so much bread, and then they was like, y'all full? They took our food in the back, packed it up, added a little extra bread, added a little extra everything to it, like topped off the box where it was full. Mm-hmm. And man, it was just a great experience. Del Frisco, same thing. Have y'all ever like had dinner off the ocean, like sitting on the ocean? Like,
yeah,
that just hit different, bro. Just hit different, man. Yeah. It was just Del Frisco. I got a filet mignon trio it was a seafood filet mignon trio. It gave you 3 small filet mignons, and then you had 3 pieces of seafood, 1 shrimp, 1 scallop, and 1 little half lobster tail with this. Oh, and then I had a salad with it, and I had some lobster mac and cheese. It was just the seafood out here is so good, man. So good, man.
Well, I'm gonna piggyback on that because my best one was also right off the water in Hawaii. Actually, it was, and I didn't have to pay for it too, so that made it a little better. So it was my birthday actually, and I was in Hawaii for a company offsite and all that, and I had some calamari that was so good, dog. I said, hold on now, there is not a single thing that move in the ocean that's gonna be safe around me for at least a good 2 years. Because I mean, anybody who know me know I'm a big seafood guy, man, and that calamari was the best calamari I've had. That calamari was so good. I came back to like the continental U.S. and was like, yo, get this calamari away from me, bro.
You weren't messing with the fish bowls no more, man.
It wasn't it. It wasn't it. It just wasn't it. Like, you know how they say Cat Williams told the joke about a 300C look like a phantom till a phantom pull up?
Right.
It was the exact same thing with calamari, brother. That calamari, oh my God, man. And then I had
that calamari hit different, man. Oh,
dog. I had a calamari. I had a steak too, and that was like right when I was getting out of my well done era. And I want to say I had a medium well, but yeah, I had steak, calamari.
Hold on. Rewind. Now you ain't gonna slide that through there. You said you had your steak. What?
No, I did too.
It was medium well.
When I was,
why y'all cremating it?
No, when I was first of all,
we black.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's see. And now I got to give you a lesson on why the black folks eat their steak well done. In history, when black folk, or let me not say in history, it is well known that black folks were getting the worst cuts of meat. The steaks that they were getting were not the same steaks that their white counterparts or that their wealthier counterparts, because most black people were poor when steaks started being consumed by and large. When that was happening, they had worse cuts. Do you know what happens with worse cuts? Higher likelihood of it being bad, like literally bad, as in
like expired. Bad for you.
Do you know how you get rid of the badness in a red meat? You cook it all the way through. You can't play around and make it succulent and juicy if Sal and Manila is right in there waiting on you.
Let me clarify. I was once a well done steak guy. That's just how I know. I know the backstory. I know everybody that come in the community.
So
No.
But
But when I got older and I learned that, that's half the flavor gone, I started getting my steaks medium. You know what I mean? Start
And
getting my steaks medium.
I go medium rare.
I went for.
Yeah, you could do a medium rare. Now that's a little wild, but you can
I go
do a
medium rare. Give me a medium. But at the same time, I have to be like at a top tier steakhouse to even get steak. Steak do not slap hard enough for me to be like at some random place and ask for steak.
Yeah, you can't go to Texas Roadhouse and be like, let me get a steak.
Right.
Medium rare kind of crazy. Do the middle be cold?
No, not at all.
Medium rare, no, it just be a little.
Man, go to a top tier steakhouse and get you a medium rare, Gibbs. It'll change your life.
I get my medium, bro. I'm a medium guy.
Okay,
Everybody,
One
you
time
get
for
it
the one
medium,
time.
okay. Medium is okay, but you said medium well at first. That's why I was like, hold on, you ain't learned your lesson yet?
Yeah, bro. Like I said, I was just getting out of medium at that time, bro. I was just getting out of well done at that
All right,
time.
you gotta give them something to let it marinate.
It was so much free food. And I remember I was mad because people was picking at my calamari and all that. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not paying for it. Get another calamari. And they just did. They just got another calamari. And then, and I had free drinks too. And I was like, I was towed down, boy. I was in that thing. I was one mimosa away from, I love all y'all for real. Y'all are really my guys, man. So yeah, it was a great time. It was a great time. Josh,
I'm gonna go ahead and go with mine. Now I know a lot of people who are Facts Over X fans through 150 episodes. Thank you for your continued support. Are expecting Chris Oceanside, Gibbs Oceanside. It's no way Guy can keep this theme up. Guess what? Oceanside, San Francisco, my best dining experience. It's now I know this might not seem like as higher echelon restaurant as what y'all went to. It was a Bubblegum Shrimp chain restaurant, based off a movie. But at the same time, it's only like 6 or 7 in America.
Yeah, Bubblegum Shrimp is valid.
You ever been to Bubblegum's, Gibbs?
Yeah, I have.
Man, Oceanside, San Francisco on the pier, they had some shrimp and crab stuffed lobster. Ooh. Man, and I'm a seafood guy. Like, if I had to go my entire life and they said, yo, you got to cut out red meat, pork, I could do all of that easy. If you told me to cut out seafood, we're going to have another problem. Ooh. When I tell you, it was stuff, plate was stacked. It wasn't crazy expensive. The service was top tier, but when I said if they say, yo, you dying tomorrow and you got to go ahead and have one meal, I'm getting that stuffed lobster one more time.
You could tell you went to the one in Cali, not the one in Chicago, because I went to the one in Chicago and they was treating me like it was Popeyes in there.
You know what? Because I went to the one in it's one in San Antonio. I went to the one in San Antonio and I was like, it's no way this is the same restaurant that I just went to. Bro. The one in San Antonio might as well have been a Burger King, bro. Like
they treated me like it was Popeyes in that mug, man. They was like
no, San Francisco, right off the pier, Oceanside, and the seat I had, If this table, if this is my table where I'm sitting, the railing to look out over on the ocean was this table right here. It was a good experience, though.
Love that for you. Absolutely love that for you. Love that. So now we're gonna move on to restaurants that we think are fire and mid, because it's interesting that y'all brought up fire and mid in the same restaurant. But anyway, let's talk about some of the places that we've been. Some folks say it's fire, some folks say it's mid. Let's talk about it, right? In terms of your one restaurant that everybody swears is mid, but you like, hey, I'm gonna eat it. What would that restaurant, food chain, fast food spot, don't matter. One thing that everybody think is mid that you gonna rock with.
I started off.
If you say Arby's, I'm gonna choke you to death.
Arby's.
Hey,
Arby's.
I hate to be that guy, but he ain't lying, boss.
Arby's.
Buffalo chicken snackers.
I don't care what nobody say. Arby's slap, bro.
That ain't my pick. That ain't my pick. Boys, what is wrong with y'all?
Arby's.
That ain't my pick, but Arby's ain't no little guy, man. Arby's that buffalo chicken snacker hit different, man. It hit different.
Here's what I'm saying, Gibbs. Just listen. Just hear me out. Out of all of the fast food restaurants, I barely eat fast food. But if I had to choose one, I need this fast food, I'm probably picking Arby's.
Okay, now you out your mind.
They got a wider variety than a lot of other places. They chicken sandwich is better than a lot of other places. They shake variety. better than most places. You can get some mozzarella sticks. You can get some curly fries. You can get some onion rings. They got little pies and turnovers. Come on, man. Stop playing with Arby's, dog.
Hey, listen,
Stop playing with Arby's.
When he get an IV in his arm and he gotta go get his little shot every day, we know why. Because he was at Arby's eating all them shakes and all them fries. And
I don't eat fast food. Well, it's honestly been. I haven't had Arby's in the year of 2023. I can confidently say that.
It is
Hey, that
very
boy-
rare.
that boy
It
Gibbs
is
so
very
pissed.
rare that I've left speechless. It is very rare that I've left speechless.
Hey, I'm getting
I'm
messages
so-
talking about Arby's do go hard. Arby's do go hard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. See, one person had one viral tweet about Arby's, and now it's popular to clown Arby's. Bro, it's a lot of closeted Arby's lovers, and I'm here to set us all free.
Hey,
Set us all free.
I'm here to set us free.
The Buffalo Chicken Snappers did. If it was you or the Buffalo Chicken Snackers and you was hungry, I'm be like, Giz, I can't share, bro. I can't share.
Hey,
Buffalo
man.
Chicken Snackers for Arby's.
Chris, we know.
Hey, you know what,
That is
Gibbs?
not a surprise.
Gibbs, for the people, for the content, what's your nearest Arby's location?
Stop playing.
What's
Stop
your
playing.
nearest Arby's bro? Just pop up on stream next week. Just try one buffalo chicken snacker for the people.
Bro, please. Just
All
one.
right, all
And
right,
get
all
ranch.
right,
Get some
all right,
ranch. Yeah.
All right. I'll try one buffalo chicken snacker on camera for the fans. If, and this is a big if we get 5 more subs between now and then. If we get 5 more subs,
That's not a crazy goal.
I'll mess around and do it.
Hey,
I'll mess around and
don't
do
play
it.
with me. Don't play with
I'll
me.
mess around and do
Don't
it.
play with me. You know my trigger be ready to go.
Well,
Don't play
you
with me.
better, you better get them subs then.
Don't
brother.
play-
You better
don't
get
play
them
with me.
subs.
Don't
me and
play with me,
mine,
dog.
because me and mine's, I've never been an Arby's guy. I had Arby's like twice ever, and the first time I had it, my stomach was tore, and it was like, man, like it wasn't bad, it wasn't good, but I just
That's
remember
one.
how bad my stomach was tore up, and the second time it was like, it was just so bad, like it was. I just remember it being wow.
Yeah, I want to see Arby's.
Hey,
Gibbs.
Arby's.
I want to see Arby's Gibbs. I want to see Arby's Gibbs.
Y'all really want me to eat Arby's that bad?
I want to see Arby's Gibbs. I want to see Arby's.
This is crazy. Wow.
I want to see Arby's.
Arby's.
I expected this from Chris. I expected this from Chris, but Socrates. I thought we were friends. Oh, I'm disgusted. Flabbergasted.
Arby's.
Chris, what is your restaurant that everybody
Hey,
swears is
hey,
mid, but you swear?
Y'all gonna sting me for this, and it might be a fan favorite. I don't know, but everybody be dogging this restaurant, bro.
Don't say it.
Chili's, bro. Chili's is my.
Hey, dude, no,
yeah,
Chili's
yeah,
held me.
I give you Chili's.
Hey, bro, when I'm with the black folks in the hood, bro, I be in the closet with my Chili's loving self, bro. They be like, you should sponsor Chili's. You know, you got 2 for $25, 2 appetizers,
crazy.
drinks,
Bro, yo,
and a dessert, and
yo,
entrees with the
yo,
Christmas.
Yo,
Come on, man.
look, bro. When I first moved in by myself, bro, I was only making $10 an hour. The world was a different place. I could afford a place with $10 an hour. Dog, that 2 for $25 with the crispers and the bacon ranch quesadilla held me down. Okay,
Wait.
That's 2
Not only
meals
that,
in
not
2
only that,
days.
Remember the Chipotle or the Southwest egg rolls?
Ooh, with the little corn in there, boy. Stop playing with me. Stop
Like a top
playing
down.
with me.
I need it. I need that. I need. Honestly, Chili's only start getting slandered because Twitter is very fake bougie. Like Arby's,
Exactly.
deserves the slander. I'll give Arby's the slander they deserve because, like, no, but
y'all see the chili slander, right? Y'all see it, right?
Chili's only got slander.
Chili slander, yeah.
Because everybody only eats at Steak 48 now. Everybody only
Man.
eats at Sullivan's. Everybody only eats at what's that? Ocean Prime. Those are the only
I ain't
places
even got no
people
money
eat
for
now.
Sullivan's, man. I ain't even got that.
People going to Joe Muir's only. That's what the internet is telling us. But y'all lying because we see the McDonald's drive-throughs. We see the Wendy's drive-throughs. We see the Taco Bell drive-throughs. That's not the only place y'all eating. But okay, I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna go with a place that they're the only ones that stay loyal to the dollar menu, so I'm gonna stay loyal to them. Taco Bell. Say what you want.
I mean,
Say
but
what you want.
Taco Bell a fan favorite. I feel like.
Taco Bell gets slander crazy.
Taco Bell get a lot of slander, but here's my thing, bro. Taco Bell is not the best food, but when you down and out, you blow,
Right?
you drunk. Taco Bell gonna hold you down, bro.
Hello.
And the thing about Taco Bell, you go in there and say, let me get the box and get 12 tacos for like $20. It'd be like, what? Bro, like 12 tacos and I get like all the different sauces. They sauce is just hard. Like they fire sauce, all that's just hard, bro. Like,
and again, I'm a big bang for your buck type of guy. And everything done went up except two things. The price of Arizona tea and the price of a cheesy bean burrito. Them two.
I ain't gonna lie though.
I'm gonna regret it in the morning.
I'm gonna regret it. Hey, honestly, it's like any other drug. You got to build up a tolerance. Like when you go to Taco Bell, like when you truly in the trenches, your body is like, all right, bro. I guess we.
Hey,
but like you
I
can't
ain't
go
gonna lie.
once in every blue moon.
I fell off Taco Bell when they got rid of the quesarito, bro. I really did, bro. When they got rid of the quesarito, I couldn't really.
That's
like
fair.
that was my go-to. That was just like the perfect taco. Like then I was just like, y'all got rid of it, and then the freeze I got, they bought that one. What was it? That SpongeBob freeze. I'm just like, y'all trying too hard now, bro. Y'all trying too hard.
The freeze machine at the one by me is always broke. Always broke. I'm like, all right, bro. It's just Taco Bell and McDonald's. What's going on here? Like, why y'all moving like this? But yeah, nah, I feel you. So what's one place that everybody loves that you say, mid?
I've been thinking about this since we put it on the rundown. I don't think I got an answer. I'm trying to think of a place that everybody is just like universally. This is it.
I'll go.
I was about that. I got
Go ahead.
All right. I mean this wholeheartedly to my Midwest folks, man. Jay Alexander's is mid. Jay Alexander's
I agree.
is mid.
agree.
Jay Alexander. If you go to a local steakhouse, it's 2 times better than Jay Alley. Jay Alley's get too much respect, and it's only for the lemon drops, and I'm upset. I'm about to preach for a minute. Jay Alex, I have you know, Jay Alex. If you have to put sauce all over the steak, it's not a good steak.
It's not a good
It's
steak.
not a good steak.
That's facts.
It's not a good steak. And why are you offering me French fries with my steak? Why are you offering me French fries with my steak?
French fries with a steak is crazy. That is kind of
Like why are you offering me French fries with my steak?
Hey, audio guy, we know that you eat steak and French fries, but we still love you. We still very much so care for you. You are a special individual, even though you eat fries with your steak.
Hey, he said why they call steak fries then?
Hey, listen.
They steak cut. Like what?
Listen. It's the cut. It's the cut. It's
Nah,
the cut.
I can't get with it. They done made the lemon drops all fancy at J. Alex just to take away from the food. Last time I went to J. Alex, the steak was the size of the middle of my hand, and they gave me French fries instead of mashed potatoes because I didn't specify. I'm like, I got a tip. And then on top of that, they gave me a drink. They literally only filled up half my glass with the drink.
Right.
And then my bill was $106. I'm like, ain't no way.
Yeah. Honestly, I knew Jay Alexander was mid when I went, and my mom took me and my brother out. She was supposed to be taking all of us out, but you know how that goes. So she was taking me and my brother out, and the food was free, and it still didn't taste that good. That's when I knew. Because anybody who know me know, anytime something is free, like
Free is me.
my mind is gonna force it. Like, hey, this is great. Like, you just got this for nothing. Like, I was like, it's cool. I mean, it's all right, I guess. But
You know, I got mine. Mine is a little more local, so I don't even know if it'll apply to y'all because I'm not sure if this place was a thing by the time y'all like moved out the city. Y'all ever had Hopcat?
I don't know.
Yeah, I have.
Hopcat is a man. If you've been anywhere, especially like me, I went to art school, bro. So all of the hipster midtown people, whatever. I went to Wayne State. Yo, Hopcat is the greatest thing ever. They got crack chicken. They got crack fries. That's like literally the name of the stuff on their menu.
That's a thing in Lansing, a big thing in Lansing, bro.
When I tell you, like it's edible food, but the way people was gassing it, I thought this was gonna be some of the best food I ever had. I don't want to go out to eat nowhere and they got food that I can make at the crib. If you buy me a bag of Ida fries and a pack of chicken, I can make some chicken and fries that's just as good as Hopcat.
Sprinkle that crack seasoning on it. That crack seasoning on it.
Hey, listen.
It ain't nothing but oregano and garlic powder, bro.
There's only one place that can get away with that seasoning. There's only one place that get away with that seasoning. That's the hood's favorite, Captain J's. That's it.
Yep.
Captain J's is the hood. And listen,
I'm in the city this weekend. I'm sliding there.
and let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. For anybody asking why is Captain J's the hood favorite, let me put y'all up on a little secret. Captain J's does not charge you for the food as like the food and the frying are together like 99% of places. Why doesn't Captain J's do that? Because with EBT, you can't buy hot food. So they charge you for the food, and then you get like a 30 cent or like $1 or whatever frying fee. They are the hood's favorite. Southside Ho.
Unpopular opinion, Captain J's held us down for a while. I got New Wave ahead of Captain J's.
Oh, hey.
I got New Wave ahead of Captain J's, bro.
You go, hold on. You go to Captain J's on the right day, somebody got a fresh EBT card, everybody eating free. So I ain't hearing it. I went there one time.
That's
Captain J's on Greenfield. I was ready to swipe my card. He's like, no, young blood, I got everybody.
The first and the 15th? Don't play.
I got everybody. Just let me get to the front of the line. I got everybody. That's how they do. Hey, you can buy your groceries while you wait on your food with the EBT.
Hello?
Stop playing with
That's
me.
facts. That's facts. That's facts. That's facts.
Stop playing
That's
with me,
facts.
guys.
We not gonna disrespect a legend. Just because Lamar great, we ain't finna say Mike Vick wasn't nothing. We ain't finna do that. That's not what we doing. Because we all wanted them Vic cleats. I just had the Sharks. I'm still upset about that, but it's all right. We gonna let it go. Anywho, mine. They already said it in the chat, and I'm upset because I didn't know that like northern people are experiencing this now. Chick-fil-A is like super mid.
It's here now. It's here now. It's like 4 or 5 in Michigan.
I ain't gonna lie. Chick-fil-A hit
Chick-fil-A
the
is
spot if you craving it. Like it hit like Raising Cane's is better than me, and Dave's Hot Chicken is better than me. But
Ooh, some Dave's Hot Chicken, boy.
That Raising Cane's had me 380 pounds. That Raising Cane's had an extra back on my back. That Raising Cane's.
Hey, look, I got that sauce and Raising Cane. They only put a little bit this time. I went back like the next day. I was like, hey, next time you ain't gotta go light on that sauce. You ain't gotta go light on that sauce.
You know what it is?
Have you had the honey mustard at Raising Cane?
Yes. I put my fries in there.
With Chick-fil-A, I found out what it is. Because Chick-fil-A, because I had Chick-fil-A first 20-some years of my life. They just came to Michigan like after the pandemic. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? What is this all about? It was hitting for me, but I found out the secret. It's that sauce. If you take the sauce away from Chick-fil-A, it ain't hit no nothing.
At the store
now. Yeah, you can buy the sauce at the store.
I don't go no more. I just make my own sandwich now. It's the sauce, really.
If it's like if somebody give me Chick-fil-A for free, I'll eat it because it's free and it's there. But like you will never hear me say like if I ever tweet out I'm really craving some Chick-fil-A. I've been kidnapped. Somebody is like holding me hostage, and that's my distress signal.
I wouldn't say it's that bad. My thing is I'm not going out of my way for Chick-fil-A, and I stay east. The closest Chick-fil-A to me is on
Telegraph.
Hall Road, I think. I'm not dropping a Hall Road for a chicken sandwich, bro.
I'm telling you right now, I am not paying a dime for that food. Like, it's overpriced. The lemonade is too sweet.
No, you can get a large spicy chicken sandwich. For
the price decent.
Yeah, the price not bad.
Oh, I wasn't hip. So Wayne State got one. Okay, I wasn't hip.
Wait. Did you just say you can get a large chicken sandwich for $9.86?
Bro, you get the large combo meal number 2, bro. That's what I get. $9.86. That's what I get.
I'm at McDonald's. You can get they spicy chicken sandwich large combo six something.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm here at McDonald's, bro.
And got enough to throw a McChicken on there and still stay under the same. Well, actually,
I mean,
nah, McChicken's through the roof right now, bro.
$3 now, bro.
Hey, what old boy say? What old boy say on the wire? The price of the brick just went up. That's what McDonald's looked at.
That's because they knew they was getting ripped off for that McChicken, bro. And Pete, I ain't had a McChicken in probably 3-4 years, but last time I did, Pete, the bun this big, and then the chicken about that big down there, man. It ain't even the same no more, man.
They don't need to throw the mayo on.
Hey, man, I will tell y'all one thing. I know I probably ain't done this since I was about 14, 15. When you hungry and you need something to hit the spot, I know y'all used to order the McGangbang. Gibbs, I know you did for sure.
No. Don't
a McDouble with a chicken sandwich in the middle?
No.
No,
yo. Group us with that, bro.
Okay.
No, why am I in it? See how my business is bone and stuff? I'm saying, what?
That's because you was broke like me. That's why I put you in it.
You think that I would say a McGangbang? I'm not saying
Yes.
that out loud.
Yes.
No, bro.
No, you just order a McDouble and a McChicken. You put it together, but that's what it's called.
So I have had many a McDouble and McChicken. I never put them together though. That's kind
Yeah,
of
bro.
Hey, man.
That's a little crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Maybe it's
That's
different for me
mayo
because I was with my older brother all the time, and he partook in some extracurricular herbal activities.
yeah. That sound about right. That sound about right. That sound about right. I'm gonna just tell you though. I'm gonna just tell you. Nowadays, McDonald's, them prices way too high. You need to cut it.
Right.
Okay. Speaking of cutting prices, we got to get into these sports, y'all. These running backs are trying to get paid. And when I tell you that the NFL GMs are telling them, cut it, cut it, cut it, we are seeing the lowest all-time running back franchise tag in comparison with other positions. Saquon Barkley is now saying that he will sit out over a tag. There are multiple other running backs who got franchise tags and are debating whether or not they'll play on those tags. Just for a quick note, in the year of 2022, the franchise tags are as follows. The highest, or actually I'll bring it into 2023 since this is the year that they're about to play in. The highest is quarterbacks at 32.4. Second highest is linebacker at 20.926. Third highest is receiver at 19.7. Fourth highest is defensive end at 19.7 as well, but it's a minor difference in the decimals there. Next is defensive tackle at 18.93. After that, you've got offensive lineman at 18.24. After that, you've got cornerback at 18.14. By the way, we're still not at running back yet. After that, you've got safety at 14.46. After that, you
Offensive
have
lineman at 16 is wild, bro.
Listen, you better pay them buffet busters, boy. The second lowest of all actual position players, tight end, with 11.35 or 11.345 million. Last place of all the position players is running backs, coming in at a measly 10.09 million per year. The only position that gets paid lower than them on the franchise tag in all of football, by the way, kicker or punter, 5.9 or 5.39.
Sheesh.
Fellas, what happened to the running back market?
Nothing happened to the running back market. The running back market is the exact same now that it's been for as long as I've been watching football, and I started watching football around 6 or 7. We've seen running backs get blatantly disrespected. You can have an elite level running back. Once you hit that age, 27, 28, a team is really only giving you 4 or 5 years of being elite. And even if you still have that ability, they're ready to get you out the door. They're going to franchise tag you for 1 year, and they're not going to pay you because they're going to figure, yo, we should go ahead and just get another running back that might be just as fast, and they can fill that role. And we've seen it. It's not like running backs have a short shelf life. Yes, they get hit the most. Yes, they're probably putting the most miles on their body out of every position. But since I remember watching football, they haven't been given a chance to be elite or to get paid high money because they getting cut before they get the chance. The only running backs I can remember having a career, longer than a decade is Adrian Peterson and Barry Sanders. And I think Barry Sanders was just cutting it at a decade. Besides that, they getting them out the door immediately. Even if you look at the best running backs from our childhood, Sean Alexander, LaDainian Tomlinson, Priest Holmes, these are dudes that were like top players in the NFL, and their run at the top of the game was 3-4 years, maybe.
That's, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. I'm very confused by what happened. And the running backs are also confused by what has happened here. I'm going to read some excerpts from the running backs after Chris tells us what he believes happened to all of the monies for the running backs.
I'm keeping it a buck. In the words of Marlowe, the price of the brick went up, but for the running backs, the price of the brick went down. Because what they've been
finding out. The price of the brick became the price of a nick. You hate to see it.
Hey, listen. What they finding out is simple. It's simple mathematics, right? It's a quarterback-driven league. You add that in addition to the quarterback need protection. Add that in addition to running backs ain't staying healthy. A lot of concussions, a lot of ankle twists, ACL tears, Achilles tears. Am I gonna put my all in a running back when I know I gotta pay my quarterback and my O line? And if I don't got the money to supply O line, as Gibbs just said, $16 million for O line, a good O lineman nowadays. If I ain't got the money for that, I ain't gonna run the ball that much anyway. So why am I spending the money? So that all that added together equals the lower price of the running back. It's that simple to me. You don't really need a running back. Think of the last 3 Super Bowl champions, Gibbs. You probably know them off the top of your head. So you got the Chiefs last
Chiefs,
one.
Rams. Chiefs, Rams, Chiefs, right?
Yeah, it's Chiefs, Rams, Chiefs.
Yeah.
Who's the Chiefs' first and second string running backs?
I know it was Pacheco and Edwards-Helaire this year, and before it was Helaire and McKisson, and the Rams running backs Cam Akers and I can't remember who the other back was.
Are any of those running backs?
Wait, it was the dude from the Broncos. It was the dude from the Broncos that was kind of chubby, and he was like they got him off the street in like the middle or end of the season. CJ Anderson wasn't playing. No, I'm thinking of the last Rams Super Bowl. Who was the second back? I can't even remember.
Exactly my point, Gid.
It might have been John Kelly. Shout out to Michigan legend John Kelly, but it might have been John Kelly. I could be wrong though.
So the point I'm trying to make is you see that, and none of them are on max contracts. None of them are. Yeah, and also, you remember exactly who the quarterback was for those Super Bowls.
Oh, absolutely.
And you also remember who the top receiver is for those.
Yeah. Man, you got Cooper Kupp. You got what's that man's name? Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, and then I guess Travis Kelce would be.
Yeah, Travis Kelce. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sony Michel?
Sony Michel, what a throwback. Love that
throwback. That was last year.
No. I'm saying like in terms of when he was good for real. Like when people were like, oh, Sony Michel is a dog.
He was their lead rusher.
He was ahead of Cam Akers?
That's what I'm saying. See what I'm saying, Gibbs? You do not need a running back for success anymore. You used to need a running back to carry up. Think about it. The last time we seen a running back change the needle 1,000% was Le'Veon Bell for the Steelers. And you can fact check me.
I disagree. I think it was Saquon last year. If Saquon doesn't do what he did last year, that team,
look. Saquon is attributed to a lot of their success. But what I'm saying is that you take Saquon out and put like a middle of the pack running back there, I don't think it hurts them that much.
Again, I very strongly disagree. Don't get me wrong. That offensive line was not bad. I'm not saying that they were mid or terrible, but like 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns ain't just like behind that offensive line. That ain't just something to scoff at. No offense, but like.
But would y'all include Derrick Henry in that? Or are we talking about teams that, had a legitimate shot at winning?
Stop playing. If you take Derrick Henry off that team, they win 2 games. They get number 1 pick. That is that Titans team without Derrick Henry. Come on, man. Who's their lead receiver? Treylon Burks? Like, come on, man. Come on. Stop playing. That don't even sound like a real name. Shout out to my guy Jackie Boy Sports. I know he's big on TikTok. Me and him, talk back and forth, and he's a huge Titans fan. But there is no way that you're telling me that team is even remotely okay without Derrick Henry. But I do understand what you mean in that they're not a contender. Derrick Henry is one of the best running backs of all time. I would say
that's the point I'm trying to make. I'm talking about as far as contending teams. I know teams are better with certain running backs like Barkley and Henry. What I'm saying is Le'Veon Bell was the last running back in my eyes on a team that could have competed for a Super Bowl.
That's fair. Fair. That's very, very fair. So I'm gonna read these quotes from fellow running backs in the NFL. The man that we were just talking about, Derrick Henry. At this point, just take the running back position out of the game then. The ones that want to be great and work as hard as they can to give their all to the organization just seems like it doesn't even matter. I'm with every running back that's fighting to get what they deserve. Jonathan Taylor, division rival of Derrick Henry, if you're good enough, they'll find you. 2, if you work hard enough, you'll succeed. If you succeed, 3, you boost the organization. And then, doesn't matter, you're a running back. Ooh. That's the nastiest, like, semi-haiku I've ever read in my life. That is very depressing. And from Raheem Mostert, the running backs deserve more. Can't believe this is even a topic. Boy, I'm gonna.
Isn't Dalvin Cook without a job right now?
Yeah, I believe so.
That's crazy work.
I'm gonna tell you this. I think what happened to the running backs is the rule changes. I mean, at the end of the day, the rule changes made it so that space and movement was going to dominate. And what lacks space and movement 9 times out of 10? A running game, especially with a running back. Chris, you talk about the Rams and how they didn't need a really good running back to succeed. Do you know why? The Rams have led the league in rushing yards by receivers almost every year for the last 4 or 5 in a row. Like, they still run the ball. They still run the ball. It's just laterally instead of straight downhill like most of these teams are doing. So running the ball is important, but that running the ball does not – it's not the main focus of their offense because, again, the rules encourage it. The rules encourage that space, that let's get out and run and all that good stuff. And it's so unfortunate that, you know, a lot of the running backs that we've seen in the past have got big checks and then they get cut or they can't fulfill what they're supposed to do or getting blamed for this. You know, Socrates is talking about Gurley in the chat. Some people said it's Todd Gurley's fault. Some people say this goes all the way back to Emmitt Smith and his contract with the Cardinals. Some people talk about all that. Let me explain something to you. The Cardinals knew what they were doing. They wanted to sell tickets. They got Emmitt Smith to sell tickets. They did not expect him to be an excellent running back. Like, what are you doing? In the year 2000, you thought that Emmitt Smith was going to be good. Be FFR. Come on. Like, let's be serious here. Todd Gurley, you can't predict your knees breaking down on you in that way. All the other running backs that we've seen have struggles on their second and third contract. What the nature of what they do is extremely violent.
Yeah.
It's extremely violent. I don't think the shelf life is all that long, but still, I think that they deserve to get that second contract because even when you cut them, it's not like the NBA where you got to pay out the full brunt. You got to pay out a certain amount and then you're good to go. Go ahead. All I'm saying is them having the lowest franchise tag in front of only the kickers is insane. That's insane to me.
And I'm just gonna add, you know, and I think we all can agree on this. I just wish Madden learns that the quarterback should be the one that really is the crazy impact on the team. Because these running backs on Madden, dog, I swear to God, man.
Hey, you go against somebody that got that freight train.
Bruh.
Cook, bro. You cook.
Bro, they get 30 yards a
Throw the
carry.
controller away. Go ahead, throw the whole controller away, bro.
30 yards a carry, man. Like,
Yeah, it's
what?
done for. It's done for.
Man, this not even where the league is anymore.
No, not at all. Not at all. But if we're talking about where leagues are currently headed, we've got to talk about the new CBA for the NBA, and then we're going to get out of here. So, in terms of the new CBA for the NBA, you have multiple things included. Number one, marijuana is now no longer a suspendable substance to be tested in your blood. Number two, all players need to play 65 games minimum to qualify for any postseason award. Is that correct? So
Is it in any award period?
yeah, so any award period. Number three, the All NBA teams are now positionless. So, you know, we will no longer see first team center, first team power forward, first team small forward, first team shooting guard, first team point guard. It'll just be best five players, second best five players.
Go there again, I'm gonna lose it.
And last but not least, there is a mid-season tournament. Fellas, which one of these is most impactful to you and why?
I think the games requirement is most impactful because if you just look at generally the history of the NBA, the accolades that we attribute to people when we look at their overall career, reason that we call people the GOATs, all kind of stuff like that. Oh, and also you said we're about to see a lot of 22-minute performances. There is a minutes requirement too. I forget what the minutes requirement is, but you have to play a certain amount of time for the game to count. Because even if you look at somebody like AC Green, who is he's famous for never missing a game.
The Iron Man. Yeah.
If you look at his last like 4 or 5 seasons in the league, he has plenty of games where he played 1 minute just because he knew he had the streak going, and they just put him out there to make sure his streak kept going. There's
Bridges last year.
Yep, there's a minutes requirement now. But I think if you look at this past season, if you look at the all NBA teams from this past season, if you put that 65 game requirement in there, you taking an all NBA first team away from Giannis. You taking an all NBA second team away from Jimmy Butler and Steph. You taking an all NBA third team away from LeBron and Damian Lillard. That's going to drastically change people's legacy. Is going to change, how we view them once they're retired. When we look at these accolades lists, it's a lot of people who have MVPs that wouldn't even, if you look at MVPs, Giannis wouldn't have won MVP in 2020. LeBron wouldn't have won MVP in 2012. Like it's a lot of stuff that would change. 2015, Kawhi Leonard wouldn't have won Defensive Player of the Year. 2016, Rudy Gobert wouldn't have won. 2021, LaMelo wouldn't have won Rookie of the Year. It's a lot of stuff that's going to change just from the landscape of people winning these awards, and it might make players like, yo, I need to go out there and play. I can't rest because I want to get this MVP. Yeah. I want to get this Supermax.
All right. And I was just about to say, to me, the financial part of it means more than anything else. Because let's be honest, these players are much more about their bag than ever before. Never before. They are much more critically aware of the financial aspects of these things than ever before. And if you think that these players are not thinking to themselves, all right, I got to get this minutes max because if I want my super max next year, then I got to go get this. And not only that, the teams are going to say, hey, I want you to play so you can get your super max so that now you have an incentive to stay with us, even though you got drafted to, let's say, Milwaukee, Indiana, all those types of cities. That's the reality there. Chris,
we'll say Detroit, but we don't draft well, so.
Hey, watch out, man.
We drafted Austin Day in the first round.
I don't, drafting players out of Gonzaga in the first round.
We drafted Luke Kennard over Donovan Mitchell.
Honestly, I can understand that one.
No, you cannot. Here's why. Here's why I cannot understand that. Donovan Mitchell had a private workout with the Pistons. Mm-hmm. He didn't miss a shot.
Listen, and hear me out. The only reason I can say I can understand that is if you look at who they were in college, you can understand why, like, you would have the idea of the way the game is going, which one would you rather have? An undersized volume shooter and scorer, or a guy that's going to knock down the three ball at a high clip? Which one would you rather want?
Who was passing the ball to him at the time? Reggie Jackson?
I mean, listen, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm just saying the prevailing thought at the time was, you got this little guard that's good at getting into the lane, and he has his moments where he can score a bunch.
That's true though. If you look at just the overall history of like misses in the draft, all of the picks make sense except for Anthony Bennett going first. That's the only one that just never made sense to me. Every other pick where people say, "Oh, you got draft over this person," they make sense if you look at it.
You could make an argument for it, but that Anthony Bennett.
You can make an argument for Darko.
No, you can't. No,
yes. You can make an argument. You can make an argument for Darko.
We're not doing this again.
Go look at the scouting reports on Darko Milicic, considering the season before, who was the Pistons' starting power forward, and this is a team that made the Eastern Conference Finals. They're trying to compete for a championship.
Josh, I'm not doing this with you today.
I'm very serious.
I'm not doing this with you today.
The Pistons had a three. Who was the Pistons' power forward?
We not doing.
What was it? Mehmet Okur?
It was Clifford Robinson. A 38-year-old Clifford Robinson was the starting power forward for the Pistons.
I ain't fooling with you. We will have this conversation next episode.
You needed a four.
We will have this conversation next episode. As surely as I will be here with that little chicken, what's
Buffalo
that
chicken snacker? Don't
Buffalo chicken snack. Please remind me on the day of, because I'm gonna forget. But anyway, the same way we'll talk about that, we'll table this for there. Chris, what is the most impactful thing in there to you?
I'm gonna be honest, the positionless all NBAs, because now, let's think about this, right? It was a lot of forwards this year that had to get left off the list, right? A lot of good forwards. Like the 2s and 3s in the league right now are very, very visible, and they very, very well much move the needle, right? So I think that impacts it a lot. I would agree with Guyton if only the fact that a lot of the older players in the NBA probably only care about championships now. So I don't think they really gonna care enough to get any more awards. Like if LeBron get another first team All NBA, ain't really gonna move his needle that much for his legacy. He just gotta get more championships. That's the only thing at this point in LeBron's career he can get more championships. Right?
His career is
now,
older than his life outside the league. There is nothing that LeBron can do that will move his legacy one way or the other at this point.
Yeah.
Except championship, and championship's the only thing.
Even championships, that won't move his legacy.
I don't think so. Unless he won like 3 in a row or something.
I disagree. Even if he three-peated, it wouldn't do anything for his legacy. It wouldn't do anything for his legacy.
No, he three-peated at 42. That's crazy.
If he three-peats at 42, what are the chances he's the best player on that team? If he three-peats at 42,
unlikely.
What are the odds that LeBron is your leader? So that's what I mean by it won't mean nothing to his legacy. Even if he three-peats, people still gonna say, well, he's 7 and what is it, 7-7 or 7-6 in the finals. It's not gonna do nothing for your legacy.
Yeah.
People go. Anybody who feels like he's still not the GOAT now would not say that because he three-peated. I'll say that. Can we agree to that? Would that be fair?
We can agree with that.
But if he win the ring this year, I think it moved the needle. I think you can't even dispute it anymore. You can't even. If he win a ring this year with the way the league is going, with Anthony Davis having health issues and he's still the best player on the team in the playoffs, if he win the league this year at 39. I think that moves the needle a lot, me personally. But anyway.
I feel you.
Anyway, but yeah, the All NBA position list, because now players that indulge in extracurricular activities, I'm not gonna say no names, Zion, they are going to want to say, "Hey, I have a shot now to make an All NBA team. I have a shot. I just got to stay healthy and play on the team. That's all I got to do. 65 games and I'm good. It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to say, I'm going to really wait on this injury and nurse this injury back to health. If you already know you're not going to automatically qualify for any awards because you already know it's 4 power forwards better than you already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me personally, I think that one moves the needle the most only because the one Guyton picked, a lot of the older players still in the league not going to really care enough. Like, if LeBron going to sit, ain't nobody arguing with LeBron for sitting.
I think that the one that affects this thing the most is the 65 game requirement and the minute requirement as well, because the NBA is knocking out multiple things all in one here. You talk about the resting players and all that. Okay, rest if you want. If you're not in a position where you're financially stable and already got your super vax, try to rest. I dare you. Tell me how it works out for you. Tell me how it goes. When you want that big second contract, you're going to want to play in the team now, even more so than before. And the only drawback I can see is we could see more Isaiah Thomas situations, which, you got players playing through injury to jack themselves up in ways that they would not have otherwise, just to get like, hey, if I push through it, I could get this $40 million and like.
Can we talk about that real quick, bro? I'm not gonna hold y'all, bro. IT was a victim of his surroundings, man. He was really good because of that Celtics system that he was in, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, he always been a bucket, but to trade him for Kyrie is kind of crazy when you think about it.
You saying they shouldn't have traded him for Kyrie?
No, they absolutely shouldn't.
Or they got fleeced.
No, the Cavs got fleeced.
Listen, Isaiah Thomas deserved loyalty from that franchise.
Yeah.
Everybody like to talk about loyalty from the players and all that. That man went out there on a tore up hip after his sister died.
I give him the credit for that.
They owed him that. They owed him. However long you want to be here, you going to be here. And you know what? I'll tell you this. None of us quite knew what Kyrie was going to be at that point in time. That's fair. It made a lot of sense. From a basketball standpoint, from a business standpoint, it made a lot of sense. But for a city that sure does do a lot around loyalty and player movement and when people decide to leave, I just think it's so interesting that the energy is never returned when it's like, oh no, they traded away a player we liked. They traded away a player who gave up his hip for the team. But anywho, I think that this 65 game thing is going to be a big deal because like Josh said, you've got the money on the line. And when you put the money on the grain, things start to change. Things start to, you pitter-patting around when you talking about, oh, well, we might do this. We'll look into doing this. No, well, there might be a potential suspension. Da, da, da. Don't matter. When that money is on the grain and you say, hey, you're going to miss out on the Supermax because of this, all of a sudden, folks are going to start straightening up and flying right. All of a sudden, we only got 3 back-to-backs this season. I could play all of them for real. You know what I mean? It ain't that big of a deal. We could do it.
I will say one thing to go off of Chris's point with the All NBA being positionless now. I'm going to name y'all a list of players that Rudy Gobert has more All NBA selections than.
Okay.
That's what I'm pointing.
Y'all ready?
I think, yeah.
Let's do it.
Vince Carter, Ray Allen,
That was surprising.
Draymond Green,
I can see that.
What?
Kevin Love.
Hold on. How does he have more than Draymond and Kevin? Because like the power forward position wasn't that good. It was Tim Duncan.
But you got to remember, they started throwing small forwards at the time. They was good too at the power forward, like
They was
Brian and
throwing
KD.
small forward.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Brian and
nasty.
KD.
Oh, that's
That's
nasty.
yeah.
That's
you know.
nasty. That's so nasty.
Alonzo Mourning,
I can see
I
that.
mean, the centers at his time were like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was
Klay
crazy.
Thompson.
Okay, now Clay is pretty crazy.
That's rough.
Devin
It's
Booker.
not that many good too. Makes sense.
Chris
He's
Bosh.
still young. He's still young. Oh, now Chris Bosh is crazy.
Kevin McHale.
All right, Kevin McHale is insane.
Big
That's
Game
insane.
James Worthy,
Oh yeah, that's nuts. That's nuts.
DeMarcus Cousins, Manu
Hey.
Ginobili,
Hey, I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
former league MVP Bill Walton.
I mean, Bill Walton only played what, like 6 years when he was healthy?
Yeah,
4?
I think he played like
Right.
8 and then came back and played 2 more with Boston.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Rudy Gobert has more All NBA selections than all of those players.
Hey, please clip that because I'm pretty sure TikTok don't know that. TikTok don't know that. I promise you. Because
That's a
Chris Bosh is
disgusting
crazy
list.
because he played the 5 and the 4. He played the
Facts.
5 and the 4.
But in all fairness, though, Chris Bosh was always like right outside that bubble. And honestly, this is why I was confused about him having more than Kevin Love and Draymond Green. Honestly and truly, that was kind of a golden age for power forwards to some extent. When you really look at like what was going on there, you had Tim Duncan, who like while fading out of his prime, he's still Tim Duncan.
Yep.
You had Kevin Love, who was a 2020 machine. He was the exact opposite of Andre Drummond. His 2020s were actually effective and like meant a lot to the team. You had LaMarcus Aldridge, who was when he got you in that post, baby. It's he gonna
bucket.
do what he want. He gonna do what he want. You had Chris Bosh, who he was the ultimate stretch forward. He was the ultimate stretch forward. But even beyond that, he only really became a stretch forward when he went to the Heat. Before that, he was just an offensive threat. With
Yeah,
the
Powell.
Raptors. You had Powell as well. I mean, there were so many good fours in the league at that time. Honestly, I don't want to say it, but I kind of got to say it. Well, actually, no, he was before that. So never mind. But there were lots of good fours at that time. Lots of good fours all at once. And like, ooh, that's tough. That's tough. Anywho, I know y'all tired of us talking about these running backs being broke. Don't worry, Saquon. You can still let these hold about 100 racks and we'll be all right. I know y'all tired of us talking about me having to go to Arby's. Thanks a lot, friends. Thanks so much. But come on back next
We just
week.
want you to live a better life, man.
And the week after that. And the week after that. Peace and love, y'all.